Hello and welcome to the Complete Guide to Everything, a podcast about everything. I'm one of your hosts, Tom.
I'm Tim.
Tim, how are you doing this lovely week?
Tom, I'm doing very well. Full disclosure, it's April Fool's Day, but we're not going to pull any pranks.
No,
and
because by the time the episode comes out, it won't be April Fool's Day anymore.
April Fool's Day will be in the rear view mirror for everybody.
Yeah.
And people will be like, wait, what is this now? Am I getting pranked 2 days after April Fool's Day?
Yeah.
Or after that even?
Have you had any pranks pulled on you today, Tim?
No, thank God.
Nobody does actual pranks for April Fool's Day anymore. It's just companies with fake things.
Yeah, companies thinking that like it's a whimsical idea.
Yeah.
And it's not. Nobody is like, oh, the bank that holds my money needs to have a good sense of humor as well.
Have there been any bank pranks? Bank pranks?
No. If there were bank pranks...
what if there was a prank bank?
That's true. I think Elizabeth Warren would lose her shit.
She'd have to get involved?
Yeah, she'd be like, we do not need pranks from banks.
Yeah. Oh, we have enough trouble from banks. Now these pranks.
Yeah, Bernie Sanders would be like, these millionaires.
Billionaires. With the pranks and the shenanigans.
Go on.
I've had enough.
Good, great. Tom, how are you this week?
Myself and all the young people have had enough.
I think just don't prank. This goes to everybody, including Sir George Clooney.
Mm-hmm.
Don't prank it. Nobody likes being pranked unless you're George Clooney and Ashton Kutcher think they could prank anyone.
Yeah.
And that they like it. Everybody just pretends to like it because they're handsome.
If George Clooney played a prank on you, you would enjoy it. You'd like it.
No, I wouldn't. I really wouldn't. I'd pretend like I enjoyed it because he's George Clooney.
Right. I'm saying like not like a big, not like, he's hosting a TV show, just like a personal prank.
I don't want to be. I don't need to be deceived by people that are supposed to be my friends.
Well, George Clooney isn't supposed to be your friend, Tim. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but then I'd have no reason. What? So George Clooney just comes into my life to humiliate me?
Yeah.
To make me think that something's happening that's not happening. That's nothing. Like, there's no reason I should.
I don't think he necessarily does those types of pranks. I think he does more the filling up your trailer with whipped cream or something kind of pranks.
Yeah, but who wants that? Just to be inconvenienced and then be like, oh, but your friend did it, so it's nice.
No, but he does it to other rich people, and they just get somebody else to clean it for them.
That's true. Everybody's always, all the lower classes. George Clooney making every body in the 99% clean up after his pranks on the 1%. I'm sick of it, and it's got to stop.
Yeah.
It's Bernie.
You got
Sanders
my vote.
Upset about George Clooney's pranks.
Wow.
Tom, I had an only in New York experience last night.
Oh yeah. Did it involve Donald Trump?
No. Well,
look, people are gonna play pranks. I know.
This is such a great topical political episode we're doing.
Look, I'm the best at pranks. Okay, everybody tells me I do the best pranks. Everybody loves them.
I do classy pranks. I don't have a Donald Trump impression. I don't have an impression of anybody. I don't have
your Bernie was pretty good.
I don't have a Christopher Walken. Everybody's got a Christopher Walken impression.
Those are dumb.
You know what I hate?
What?
These like actual comedians or like well-known people like Jay Moore and Kevin Pollak. I'm trying to start a fight, but like I'm not really. The fact that they're like, they got other things going on in their lives. They don't
have to do impressions of Christopher Walken.
But they trade on their Christopher Walken impression. It's just like, you don't need to do this, man. Like, you're doing something that everybody does, and then it's like, well, you never do a Christopher Walken impression in front of Jay Moore. And
you're doing something that the funny guy at the office does.
Yeah. It's like if your act was like, hey, did you ever notice that Bernie Sanders kind of sounds like Larry David?
Yeah.
It's like, this is what...
Yeah,
you're
everybody
basing
knows
your
it's
comedy act on?
It's part of pop culture now.
Yeah, everybody knows that. It's the most obvious thing. Everybody does it.
So what was your only in New York moment today,
I have a
Tim?
question. It's an etiquette question.
Okay. You have come to the right place.
Tom, as you know, I'm a frequent rock and roll drummer who's on the scene.
Right. I've heard that from other people in the scene.
Yeah, word on the street is Tim's on the scene.
Word in the scene is that Tim's on the street.
Yeah, well, I was literally on the street last night because thanks for the segue.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't mean the personal transportation device.
Oh, too bad.
Um,
Still haven't ridden one, by the way.
You?
Yeah.
I mean, it's been 15 years. That's on you, man.
Oh, what the hell?
Yeah.
How come nobody's brought one for me to try yet?
Yeah, that's a Tom Reynolds failing.
I've
right
never
there.
met anyone who even knows somebody who owns one. So
You've wanted to ride this thing for 15 years and you haven't made it a priority.
no,
It's sick.
Well,
sad. Sad.
I want it to happen naturally, Tim. I don't want to force it.
That's true. You can't force these things. It wouldn't be as enjoyable.
No, because then it's like, oh, this isn't the way I want it to happen.
Yeah, like I wanted it to be like kismet, happenstance.
Yeah.
I don't want to be like.
I thought you were saying I wanted it to be like, kiss me, to the segue, like a romantic thing.
Oh yeah, like you want the moment to happen organically. You don't
Yeah.
want to be like, do you mind if I kiss you?
Yeah. Hey, I have a question.
I'm a nerd.
Yeah.
Man, I wonder what it's like to kiss a girl. Anyway.
I've never had the nerve to ask.
Yeah. Anyway, Tom, I played a rock and roll show last night, and I had some equipment with me, drum equipment.
Mm-hmm. No, I thought you meant a Cuisinart.
I don't even know what that is. Cuisinart.
It's kitchen equipment.
I know what it is. It's like a food
It's a
processor.
brand.
But food processors, people stopped using those in the 70s, right?
Yeah, well, they stopped processing their food.
Yeah.
Heard it was
exactly.
bad.
All natural.
Mm-hmm.
So I go outside
Mm-hmm.
and I'm talking to some folks, and I call a Lyft, an Lyft.
The other Uber.
Yeah, I called the car through an app. The car pulls up a few minutes later, but like across the street and like 20 feet down. So like it's there, but you know when that happens, and I had equipment.
Where
I
you're
had
like,
to lug,
I'm not sure if that's mine or
Yeah.
somebody else's.
and so I had to lug my equipment. Like it wasn't a
And
lot.
it tells you the car and the license plate number, but it's always like the same kind of like black
Yeah.
Prius, black Camry.
And this wasn't like the best area of New York. It was like on the border of like Bushwick and Bed-Stuy. So like
Like a real scene place.
yeah. So I like trudge over, and I'm like, you know, like I don't have an attitude about it, but I'm not like walking my fastest because it was
Right,
like
you're not hustling.
Part of the reason this you can pinpoint exactly where you are, and a car comes there, and then they don't pay the driver really anything.
Yeah.
But you know, it's cheap for me. I like it.
Yeah, but you didn't decide to play with a rock and roll band because you like to hustle.
No.
You're a slacker. You're just
Yeah, I'm a Gen X slacker.
who only cares about rock and roll.
I wear my flannel shirts
Yeah.
and my ripped jeans, and I grow my hair real long, and sometimes I work at a coffee shop, but not really.
Mm-hmm.
And it's good enough.
Yep.
And I kiss Winona Ryder.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. You know, I'll say, is it okay if I kiss you? And she'll say, sometimes yes,
And sometimes no.
sometimes no.
Yeah.
So I walk over there, and I should be walking faster, but I was tired too. It's late. It was
Were you carrying all of your equipment?
yeah, and it was like 12:30 a.m.
Now, when you're done with your drums, you put them on like a one-man band?
Yeah, the monkey carries some of them.
Yeah.
No, I just had like a cymbal bag and a snare drum and like
Okay.
an equipment thing. So like enough that I could jump in the back of a car.
Right. You didn't have the big bass drum.
Right. Yeah. So as I'm walking there, a cop car pulls up behind the car, and I was like, "Oh no, okay, so nothing's gonna happen here." So I start to hustle a little bit because I was
Right.
like, "Oh, I know what happens
like-
when a cop car like comes screaming up," and like just as I'm about to get in, the cop car goes whoop, and then the lights start flashing.
Yeah.
So like I don't know what to do, but the one thing I do know is like
Run
run as fast as you can and you scream, "You'll never catch me alive, coppers!" And no, I took a step back. Of course, it takes like the cops like 5 minutes to get out of their car.
Yeah.
They walk up as slowly as can be, which I get. This is all procedure, I'm sure, but they. Like, I felt kind of bad because, like, I was the guy that summoned this car here.
Right. You're This person is merely an accomplice.
An accomplice?
Yeah, they didn't. The cops were after you.
No.
Oh,
No.
I see.
No. They were after the car.
Uh-huh.
Well, they weren't after the car.
They were after the man driving the car.
They claimed that a headlight was out,
Okay.
but it seemed to me that both headlights were working.
Uh-huh.
But I don't know. I'm not a detective. I can't see these things.
Or a mechanic.
So one police officer went up to the driver's side, and one came over to me,
Mm-hmm.
and he's like, "What's your business here?" And I was just like, "Oh, I just called a cab, and I was about to take a cab home, and then
Yeah.
you guys came." He's like, "All right, well, he's got a headlight out, so it's going to be a few minutes. Wait right here. Don't go anywhere."
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of look. I see that no headlight is out,
Right.
and then I look at the driver, and he just looks at me and shrugs.
Right.
But the one police officer told me, "Don't go anywhere."
Right. But was he saying that just as like a nice thing? Just like, don't go anywhere. We'll be out of here in a second.
I don't know, because they sat in their car for 15 minutes. And it's getting to be 1 in the morning. I'm tired.
Yeah.
I want to go home. And here's the thing. I'm not sure if I'm a fugitive if I call another car.
Yeah.
Or if, the main thing is I didn't want to pull a jerk move on the driver.
Right.
Because it's if I had just walked over to the car in a timely fashion, I would have gotten there before the cops, and we would have been
And
fine.
you'd still be alive.
But it's my fault. In that situation, Tom, do you just cancel it in the Lyft app and get the next Lyft?
I would demand that the police drive me home.
No, really. What would you do?
It's a tricky thing because you never know. Because I would be worried about canceling it, and then as soon as I did that, the cops being like, "All right, we're all done here,"
Yeah,
and immediately leaving. The guy being like, oh, "Okay, you canceled the ride? Why'd you do that?"
Yeah.
The only reason I got in trouble was because I was
That's
here.
the thing. Well, I felt responsible for it, but also what percent responsibility do you think I have?
Oh, very little. I mean, it would. So, did the guy get a ticket or?
That was unclear. When he finally
Right.
took me home, he just told me a really long story about how one time he got pulled over in Virginia, and the cops were really bad to him.
Right.
So it was hard to. He was all amped up. He was. I gave him a $5 tip.
Wow.
That's pretty good, right?
Yeah, especially
And it also
considering how
seemed
long
like-
it took.
Also seemed like the meter might have been running that whole time.
Oh, well, now you're just a country rube.
Yeah.
Tim, he knew those cops.
The cops
That's
were
the oldest,
in cahoots
yeah,
with the Lyft driver.
the oldest con in the book.
Oh, brother.
You get a couple of fake cops in a fake cop car. You have them pull you over. Meters running the whole time. Those boys split the money 3 ways.
Tom, before, when I told you I hadn't been pranked this April Fool's,
Yeah.
this happened last night after midnight.
Yeah.
This was the earliest, cruelest April Fool's joke I've ever been the butt of.
Well, it wasn't a joke, Tim. It was an April con.
The worst kind.
Yeah. Well, I hope you learned your lesson for next year.
What lesson is that?
Don't get fooled. Don't.
Most cops are fake cops, so
Most
disregard
cops-
what they say.
Right. Until you're given sufficient evidence otherwise, assume they're a fake cop. Say, how do I know you're a real cop? Shoot your gun in the air to prove that it's a real gun and you have real bullets in there.
Yeah. Well, then if he shoots it in the air, I won't know. He's got to shoot it at
at a stop sign or something.
Yeah, maybe a barrel of something. So, cause,
or some glass.
he could have a sound machine.
Yeah.
So if he shoots at a stop sign and I hear "pa-choong,"
Right.
that could be his sound machine. I want to see.
You want to
shoot
set
a
up some
barrel
cans
full of water, and then I want to see the water spout out of it. after
out
he
of
shoots
both ends.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's not a trick barrel.
Right.
I'll bring my own barrel.
Oh, you haven't been doing that?
No, I.
Were you an idiot? Oh, you deserve to get pranked and conned. You're a real dummy, an April dummy. You're an April fool.
So to sum up, if you're in New York, if you're visiting, this is great advice. Always bring a large barrel of water everywhere so you can make the cops prove they're cops.
Yeah, and they have to do it. It's the law that if you ask them to prove that they're cops, they have to prove it. Or else you can make a citizen's arrest on them.
This is some great info.
All right, Tim. This week we are talking about the Internet of Things. Do you know what that is?
Yeah, it's like stuff on the internet.
No, Tim. That's just the internet.
The World Wide Web, the information superhighway.
No, Tim. The Internet of Things is like physical objects in the real world that are now that used to never be connected to the internet that are now connected to the internet. Not things like computers.
Yeah, things like
lights and your microwave and your refrigerator and your toaster oven.
This, Tom,
Mm-hmm.
strikes me as something that here's my my 1,000-mile view of it.
Yeah.
You are really interested in this.
Yes.
And very excited about it.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to be an early adopter of literally every product that comes out.
No, not every product.
Older folk
Uh-huh.
are going to write it off as unnecessary and stupid.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually, somewhere in the middle, the rest of society is going to come down and be like, it's fine, and we'll take 20% of it and integrate it into our lives. And only the weirdos like Tom will like...
well, a lot of this stuff...
Take the 3 hours it takes to make a coffee maker go online to set it up.
Yeah, but I can do it automatically. Well, so the reason why we're talking about this week is that I just got one of those Amazon Echoes.
Right.
And maybe I should introduce you. Hey, Alexa, say something.
Something.
Oh, she's got a great sense of humor.
She's got a real sassy sense of humor, Tim. So that's the Echo.
So
But her name is Alexa. Well, no. It doesn't have a name. It does have a name. It's Echo. But she likes to be called Alexa. No. Alexa lives inside Echo.
What? There's a woman in there?
Sorry, I didn't understand the question I heard.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah, see, Tim? That's her.
So this is a device
Uh-huh.
that you put in your home.
Mm-hmm.
It's got a microphone in it.
Yep.
And it listens to everything you say all the time and sends it to Jeff Bezos,
Sends it indirectly.
bald supervillain who wants to control everything you ever buy. Like his stated goal is like, I want all commerce to run through directly through my bald head.
Well, I don't think that's as stated.
And so put these devices in your home so I can listen to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It'll be fine, though. She'll tell you the weather.
I was going to give the disclaimer that this is not like a sponsored segment or anything like that, but I think what you just said drove that point home.
He's got a bald head, Tom.
I know, Tim, but
That's true. And he said he wanted to have an everything store where everybody buys everything.
Yeah, and I mean, he's done that, so now he's got to put robots in our houses.
And his exact direct quote is that I want all commerce to run right through my bald head.
Yeah, I don't think you understand how that website works, but yeah. So this is a
He
thing.
said, I want my Chrome Dome to be like the shopping mall of the future.
So
My cue ball head.
this thing, Tim, you can talk to it. It's got like a very wide hearing range, and you can ask it all kinds of questions. Ask it how old somebody is or something like that, or some kind of trivia question. Ask it a trivia question.
Alexa, how old is Kato Kalin?
Kato Kellen is 57 years old.
See?
Kato Kalin is 57
Yeah,
years
that's
old?
pretty old. Jeez.
Holy crap. Wait, so he was pushing 40 during the...
No.
He was like 35?
Oh, yeah.
I always thought he was like a 23-year-old.
Yeah.
He was too old to be that kind of hanger-on. I don't know.
Well, but you could also argue that, like, if your career is being a hanger-on, like, you know, you don't get there overnight. You don't get to live in OJ's, what do you call it, like pool house, you know, your first day on the job.
That's true.
You work
your way up to OJ.
Yeah, he was probably, like, living in Richard Grieco's basement for a while, and then, you know, he's starting out.
And I guess the thing with him, it's like living on OJ's property rent free, by the way, because OJ just didn't want him to romance his ex-wife,
Mm-hmm.
so he's like, oh, live in my place, rent-free, is a bigger accomplishment than either of us has ever. Like,
Oh, he had a much nicer life.
Has a multimillionaire been like, come live on my mansion property for free?
Yeah.
Like, that's a pretty good accomplishment. That's a good
Well-
standard of living that's higher than most.
Well, and I don't know about you, Tim, but I've never been called as a witness to a double murder trial.
No, nobody I know has even murdered two people.
Yeah. Well, so, take it back.
I take it back.
All right. So,
Alexa, apologize to Kato Kalin for me.
you confused her, Tim. I don't think she can. She can't apologize to celebrities for you. But
I'd be hard pressed to call him a celebrity, Tom.
what is he then? He's a celebrity. He's one of the biggest celebrities out there.
Yeah, his career really has taken off.
As far as people who know who he is. But anyway, so you can ask her questions about stuff like that. But then you can connect her to the Internet of Things so she can control things. So like, watch this. Alexa, turn my lights out. You can't see at home, but my light's turned off. Oh,
Okay.
There it goes.
Oh, wow. I mean, it took a while, but it's fine. So you have...
Those ones turned off first.
Oh,
Alexa, turn my lights on.
wow.
And again, people can't see it, but the light's turned on.
Now, Tom,
Mm-hmm.
so how much did Alexa cost?
I think
Alexa, how much do you cost?
You can search on Amazon.com to see how much I cost.
Yeah, Tim, you lazy bum. She doesn't.
It's
she doesn't
also
like
it's,
lazy
it's
people.
something you don't ask somebody. How much do you cost?
Yeah,
That's
Tim,
just-
it's rude.
She did a very good job of diffusing the situation
Yeah.
without, like, I would have expected. Siri, you ask her that,
Yeah,
she slaps you right in the face.
Wow.
A hand comes out of the headset.
that's crazy.
Slap. But you're a guy, Tom.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, Alexa, set an alarm for 5 a.m. tomorrow.
Yeah, she's not going to listen to you, Tim.
Damn.
She knows you're a bad guy.
All right.
I told her beforehand that you were a bad guy.
Tim's coming over.
Don't
Just-
listen to
yeah,
him.
don't listen to him.
Look, he's going to try and sweet talk you. Just
You're a guy who's a little paranoid.
yeah.
Does it, like, because there have been instances where
Mhm.
people have this Amazon Echo,
Mm-hmm.
and they're like, they contact Amazon customer service for something, like, oh, this went wrong with
Right.
the Echo, and they're like, oh, let me look at the transcripts of what the
Oh,
Echo
wow.
heard.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh, I ordered this one thing and the wrong thing came. How do I? And they're like, oh, this is what Alexa heard.
Mm.
Which means that, like, somewhere in...
Gives me an idea for a thriller called What Alexa Heard.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
Rocket. It won't be rocketing up the Amazon bestseller list.
No.
So somewhere in Jeff Bezos's like
Chrome Dome.
Chrome Dome shaped Amazon headquarters,
Uh,
there's like records of, like, Tom, I talk badly about everybody I know,
mm-hmm.
but I know that when I'm talking into this microphone,
Right. There are lights that turn on. You can see it.
yeah, exactly.
Uh-huh.
I was talking crap when I got here
Yeah.
about our good friend Kato, and Alexa was listening the whole time.
Yeah, but she's no snitch.
But what if hackers get to her?
What if hackers get to you?
All right. So how much did she cost?
I think this one was $90.
$90.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you
US.
also have special lamps or special light bulbs?
I have special lamps and special light. No, just special light bulbs.
Okay.
Mhm.
And they're like Philips, like
The
color
Philips
hue.
hue, yeah.
Can I say, like, Alexa, turn the lights red?
Please try again
Yeah.
with the device name and setting.
Can you do that?
Alexa, turn my lights to the color red? Maybe.
Please try
Yeah,
again
I don't think she
with
can
the
do
device
that. All right.
name
All
and setting.
right.
Enough out of you.
I might have to like set that kind of stuff up a little
Okay.
bit more.
So what else are you planning on setting up? Oh, how much did those light bulbs cost?
Oh, they were a gift. I think altogether, like
You are a a great guy to buy gifts
for. Yeah,
Because
that's what
it's just
everybody
like-
says. That's why I tell everyone.
You just go like look at the most ridiculous. You go to like newegg.com and you're just like, I'll take the first 5 things.
Well-
He'll like it. He'll figure out something to do with it.
You know, that happened this past Christmas. Like, you know, because I know you have the same situation where like family is always like, what do you want? What do you want? And we're too old to be like, I want this, and I want this, and I want this.
And
but
you're
at the
like,
same
I'm old
time,
enough to buy my own superhero toys. Thank you very much.
well, that happened to me like a few years ago. I had just like a wish list, you know, an Amazon wish list. Again, another Amazon plug.
Oh, you can do all your shopping at tcgte.com/Amazon.
You can get your own Alexa. But she's probably gonna chime in again. She just made a little. I think she farted. Anyway, so like I have a wish list that I put things on my wish list not because I wish. Well, I do wish for them, but I. but I expect God to read that and give them to me. No, I put them on my wish list if it's things that like, oh, I want that, but I'm not going to buy that right now. Like, especially books, because I'm like, no, I have like a pile of 20 books that I need to read.
And I got to get cracking on learning to read.
Yeah, exactly. First things first, I got to read this book about learning to read.
Yeah.
So
Real Catch-22.
Is that a book? So I put that on. I put a ton of books on my wish list, and one year though, like an aunt and uncle, you know, like just went through and bought like all the Batman books on there, and it was so embarrassing at Christmas because they were just so like everything. And then because there were a bunch of, they were like, oh, we'll get them other Batman stuff, and it was so embarrassing because it was like, oh, these really cool, but you know. Like
The books are cool, but the other merchandise you got wasn't
the
as
other,
cool.
the
as
other merchandise isn't officially licensed.
I wanted a Funko Pop.
Yeah.
Not a Funko Pop.
But anyway, what was I saying? What was I talking about? Oh, last year though, I you know, I don't know, just didn't really give any ideas, and my mom bought me a Roomba robot. And it was exactly what you're saying, where she was like, these were on sale, and it seemed like the kind of, you know, stupid thing you like.
You like dumb crap.
Yeah, and I was like, oh my God, I've always wanted a Roomba, but I like forgot because there's so many things I want.
Yeah.
Yeah, and now it's great. I have a robot.
Yeah, but
No,
What?
Ginger gets along fine with her.
yeah.
Yeah.
Does she ever just get on and go for a ride?
No, I've talked to her about it, but she won't.
Now, is the robot, is the iRoomba, the Roomba, iRobot Roomba, hooked up to the Internet of Things?
It is not. I could probably do something like that though, because I went to the store looking for like electrical outlets that I could connect to the Internet of Things, and then just have Alexa give power to things or not give power to things.
Right.
But then when I
Kind of like the clapper, but instead of the
Instead of
sheer
clapping.
power of your own hands.
you use the sheer power of the internet.
Right. Here's my problem with the Internet of Things.
Oh, you have a problem with it? Oh, what a surprise!
I am holding out
Mm-hmm.
for when they crack the mind control aspect of it.
What do you mean? Oh, so you can just think and it will do
Yeah,
it?
because like I would rather press a Tom. Hold on.
You'd rather press a button than open your mouth?
Yeah, because I don't. It's weird to be
This is my tool. This is what I use for my profession.
exactly. I can't look. I gotta.
You're working for free for these things.
Tom, I have like an Eddie Murphy 1,000-word situation here. Was that the name of that movie?
No, or maybe it was, but that was the conceit that he could only have. He could only say 1,000 more words.
Yeah, before he was silenced forever, like the Little Mermaid when she got her legs but lost her voice.
Mm-hmm.
Until she got Prince Eric to give her the magical kiss of love that would restore her voice and free her from Ursula's spell
And
forever.
keep the old legs.
Yeah. What was I talking about? Oh, I don't want to.
You
like,
want mind control.
I don't like when they say like, oh, check this thing out. It's got voice control. Like you could be like, you can speak into the remote and be like, turn on this TV show.
Yeah.
It's usually something I'm ashamed of, and I don't want to hear the people in the next room
Well, if it's on the remote, then you can whisper to it.
No, it doesn't work.
Turn on this TV show.
Alexa, play the Baha Men.
Shuffling Baha Men from Prime Music.
Tim.
Do you think...
Who let the dog
Okay.
All right, Alexa, stop.
if another song came on, that would have been weird, right?
But at the same time, you asked it to shuffle. What was the next song going to be?
Yeah. I think it would probably be like, Who Let the Dogs Out? Party Time remix.
That might have been the Party Time remix. You don't know.
Yes, yeah. Then one original version.
Yeah. But you can set this thing up, Tim. I can set it up to I can give it a command and it will it'll dim the lights. It'll put on some sexy music. It'll start running the robot. It'll do everything.
Yeah, but let's say you bring a lady over.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that
Can lock the door.
increases your...
That's not the way I meant it, but it can lock the door.
My word. Do you think that increases... Somebody our age a friend of ours, friend of the show, Aaron Lee, who just did a great Bob Everything with us, used the phrase sex appeal on Twitter the other day. It's like, what is this, 1986? Nobody's used the phrase sex appeal since
What does that have to
1986.
do with any of this?
Do you think this increases your sex appeal, Tom, if you're bringing a girl home and you're like, I'm gonna ask a robot to dim the lights and put on sexy music? Or do you think you should just press two buttons and do it yourself?
Do it the old-fashioned way?
Yeah, while the girl's in the bathroom taking a crap.
This episode is brought to you by Loot Crate. Loot Crate is a monthly subscription box service for epic geek and gamer items and pop culture gear. For less than $20 a month, you get 4 to 8 items that include licensed gear, apparel, collectibles, unique, one-of-a-kind items, and more.
Tom, you love these geek boxes. You get them every month.
Tim, I had one more sentence, and then you can chime in with your thoughts. Make sure to head to lootcrate.com/everything and enter code everything to save $3 on any new subscription. That's the important part.
Oh, I'm sorry, Tom. I didn't realize that you had a rehearsed monologue.
Loot Crate is more than a subscription service, Tim. It's an entire community of fans that share their experience and interact with each other around the unboxing of each month's crate. And they guarantee $40 plus in value in every crate. Sometimes it's a lot more. Every month there is a different theme, and all items are curated around that theme.
You can put all these curated things in your curio cabinet.
That's what it's for. That and your curiosities. Previous crates have included items from franchises like Star Wars, Marvel, The Walking Dead, The Legend of Zelda, and many more. These aren't some D-list franchises, Tim.
No, it's not what's the crappy Transformer? GoBots.
Yeah, I think you said that last time.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's the only reference I know to anything that you would be into.
Spring is springing, so grab a map, your bag of holding, and some friends. April's theme is Quest.
Your bag of holding?
Yeah, it's from Harry Potter, I believe.
Okay.
We're forming a party to explore everything from far-off kingdoms to worlds hidden within worlds with exclusive items from Labyrinth.
Ooh. Tom, that's a Jim Henson production.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Harry Potter, History Channel's Vikings, and Uncharted 4. Ooh, I'm excited for Uncharted 4.
What's that, a video game?
Video game, yeah.
Nice.
And, of course, we've got our T-shirt and loot pin to help equip you for your adventures. Oh, this deal's so good the police are here.
Yeah, they're like, we gotta check this deal out. Boom, 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 boom. Are there deals going on in there? Are there amazing deals on loot crates?
I know
boom, 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 boom.
I know that nobody heard the sirens in the background. They were like, what are they talking about?
Yeah, there were sirens in the background.
Remember, you only have until the 19th at 9 p.m. Pacific to subscribe and receive that month's crate. And when the cutoff happens, that's it. It's over. So go to lootcrate.com/everything and enter code everything to save $3 on your new subscription today. All right, Tim. So do you have any questions about the Internet of Things? Do you understand what kind of things? Because I don't think you really do.
I understand, Tom. I'm not as dumb as you think I am.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying informed about how many things you can connect to the Internet nowadays.
Here's what I know, and this is serious. I'm not playing this for laughs. Here's, look, Tom, we have a lot of fun here, but I think it's time we get serious for once about the Internet of Things.
Yeah.
We're on the Internet. This podcast, from what I understand, is broadcast on the Internet.
Yeah.
So
I had my robot running the other day, the Roomba running all over the place.
Stop calling it a robot. It's a vacuum cleaner.
Well, it's not even like a Roomba though. It's like an off-brand.
Oh,
But it's not even an off-brand though. It's a Bissell, and that's a good vacuum.
Abyssal they do the steam cleaners.
Yeah, this one doesn't do steam cleaning. But I'll tell you what this robot did do the other day. Like
slept with your wife.
no, not too far off though. No, that doesn't make sense. But anyway, I left it running for a while, and I closed like the door to my home office to like make sure it didn't come in here, but like everything else, because I was like, it's in here is fine. Everything else I want you to clean up, and I leave it running for like an hour, and it finally hour and a half, and it finally runs out of juice, and dies, and I hear the beep.
Juice. Tell me you didn't do it, Juice.
So I come out, and there's the robot, flashing, please charge me in the middle of.
It doesn't go back to its base.
It does, but you can also set it to be like, don't worry about that. Just keep going till you're dead, little guy. Which is cruel. But
it is cruel. You run it till you run it right into the ground.
So it did that, and it's in the middle of my living room flashing. And sitting next to it is a little turd. At first, I thought it had done that.
Wow.
But my dog did it.
That's what happens when a human dies. You release your bowels.
Yeah. That's why I thought it happened to this. But it wasn't. It was like a little tiny, like, petrified turd.
I don't like that you say the word turd in my
what would you like me to say?
I just don't like the...
Log?
No, I don't want to hear any of it.
Yeah. I don't know where the hell this was. It was obviously very old because it had turned to like rock.
Oh, Tom.
Yeah.
No.
It was underneath
you
something.
were about to tell me this off mic before we started recording. And you're like, I got something to say.
Yeah. I don't know where the hell the robot found this thing. This robot goes under everything.
Just stop it. Just stop it right now, Tom.
So
I hope
who knows
it was your
how old
dog's.
that was. Yeah. Yeah, it wasn't mine. It was too small.
Oh, God. What are we doing? The hell are we even doing? All right, so here's what I already use it, Tom, the Internet of Things.
Okay.
Because I am super paranoid. Some might say clinically obsessive compulsive.
Mm-hmm.
That
who would say that? Clinics?
A doctor, actually. A doctor has said it. Just kidding.
Doctor who?
I've never been to a doctor. I'm afraid that my apartment's always going to burn down.
Yeah.
So I got a Nest Protect, and none of this is sponsored. I wish Nest would sponsor this show because I love this product. It's a
well, Tim. They're not going to sponsor if you say you love it.
Yeah, it's a smoke detector, carbon monoxide detector, but it connects to the internet.
Right.
And so when you leave the house, like whenever it senses smoke, it sends an alert to my phone.
Mm-hmm.
And it's great because it talks to you. It's like, caution, there is smoke in the kitchen. And then, like, if you're just frying up some burgers, I'm like, I know there's smoke there. You just hit a button on it.
Right.
And it's like, okay, I'm cool. Until it's, like, really dangerous, I'm not going to bother you again.
Right. No false alarms.
Yeah. It's great.
Like that volume of smoke could be the start of a fire, but if it doesn't get more intense than that,
and if you tell me it's fine, I'll shut up until
shut up for now.
Seems, yeah, exactly. So that I like, and that's firmly in the Internet of Things.
Mm-hmm. But it telling you that your house is on fire while you're not in your house, what good does that do you? You know not to go home then?
Yeah, exactly.
It's a time saver.
Well, I know to go pick up the bag that I have stashed and just get on a train and ride the rails.
Yeah, find a new place.
Yeah.
Start a new life.
Exactly. I don't have to...
It sends you a text that says, your house is on fire. It's time to start a new life.
Exactly. I don't have to go answer all the inevitable questions that happen when
Does it tell you if the fire looks suspicious or not?
Well, I think we know what the answer will be.
Yeah.
So that's good.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the Nest thermostat would be cool to have. I rent.
Right.
So, like, I'm not...
You rent the Nest smoke detector? How much does that...
Rent an apartment. So, like, I don't want to, like, install a new...
Those things are easy to install. Though.
I know.
Tim, I'll come over. I'll do it for you. I'll put on a belt and everything.
I don't like to turn on the heat unless I have to.
Well, that's what this thing's going to do for you, right?
Yeah, like you.
Well, I mean, now it's springtime. You don't need it, but
yeah. Anyway, that like learns
Right.
when you're home. Like it's got motion sensors. From what I understand, Tom,
it's
this is my
always
main
watching
question.
You. Mm-hmm.
The Internet of Things is all based around sensors,
Right.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like it's observing what's going on around you,
Right. Like
and then reacting to it and learning from it.
some.
Okay, that's
Some
the
are
real
learning.
scary shit. I don't
Yeah.
want that. Like, I'm not that quick,
Uh-huh.
so like I feel like
So you don't want a thermostat that's smarter than
that
you?
will intuit things like quicker than I will. Well,
Yeah.
like I don't want a
Well, it sounds
a
like it.
thermostat that knows more about me than I know about myself.
Yeah. Then it
That's a scary thought.
Yeah. Well, then it can tell the robbers when, like, oh, he's usually not home here.
Yeah, exactly.
Good time to rob.
Yeah. Well, that's what.
You
That's
got, then all of a sudden you got Sergey Brin in your house stealing everything.
how do you think he got so rich?
Yeah. Connect the dots.
Yeah. So Google owns Nest.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. There was something where like when they bought Nest, they like filed a patent for like advertising on certain screens.
Yeah.
I feel like that was hopefully not something they're gonna. If the one thing that I hate
Mm-hmm.
is the creeping intrusion of ads in everything we do,
Yeah.
and I'm afraid that the Internet of Things is going to be like, "Good morning. There was no fire last night, so why don't you enjoy an episode of Bosch?"
Yeah. And then you're like,
Bosch only on Amazon Prime. I guess Google's Nest Protect wouldn't
Yeah.
be telling me to watch Bosch.
yeah. It'd be like, don't watch Bosch.
Whatever you do, don't watch Bosch. Oh, if I owned a company, I would just do negative ads. Like if I owned Netflix, I'd be like, Hulu sucks, right? 11/22/63. That stinks. The book was way better, everybody.
I mean, the only companies that run negative ads are like, video game companies used to. They don't anymore.
Oh, when Sega was like,
Yeah, Nintendo don't.
was that a thing?
Yeah,
That's
Genesis does what Nintendo don't.
pretty- I remember when they had. Oh no, it's the Atari Lynx
Yeah.
or Game Gear had a thing that showed that the Game Boy screen was like
Black and white.
yeah, but they were like it's like creamed corn color or something, like something really like that kids would be like, yeah, it looks
Ew.
like vegetables, gross.
Yeah, I don't play video games, so eat vegetables.
Yeah.
Yeah, they should put some negative ads in all that stuff. That's what I was gonna say.
Thank you for acknowledging that I made a joke earlier, Tom. That was very nice of you.
No, I realized that my brother has an internet connected doorbell now.
Oh, they have commercials for that. I watched CNN in the movie.
Yeah. You watch CNN in the morning, so you get all the paranoid old people commercials.
Yeah. I mean, it's not as bad as if you watch
They're
Fox
like-
News, where it's
yeah.
like, are your nurses stealing from you? But this is just like, are you
Could the
like,
purge start next week?
yeah. This is like, that's kind of what this is. It's like a doorbell for like scared white suburbanites.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, if somebody's ringing your doorbell,
Afraid you didn't move far enough from the city?
yeah, if somebody's ringing their doorbell, it's no good. So the one commercial.
That's true for the most part in the suburbs, though. Like growing up, we both grow up in the suburbs. If there's a doorbell ring and you weren't expecting anybody, there is nothing good on the other side of that.
Unless it's a doorbell ring followed by the door just opening. Like, that would happen all the time where it'd be like, we'd be at dinner and we hear like,
robber?
ding dong, and then it would be like, Debbie from around the block. And she's like, I was just doing that to announce my entrance. You
Right.
don't need to let me in. And I feel like that happens in the suburbs a lot.
Yeah, or knocking open or whatever.
The old knocking
the
open.
old knocking open.
Yeah.
See, that's what I had. Like at my house, people would only, if it was somebody familiar, they would knock and open, not ring the doorbell. Because doorbell,
Whoa.
excuse me, is
Tom
like more
is-
intrusive.
Right.
sounding.
Well, did you have one of those doorbells that went dung 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 dung
No.
dung dung? My across the street
It played
neighbor had
La
that.
Cucaracha.
Oh, nice, classy.
Yeah.
You grew up in a crack house?
Across the street from one.
Yeah. What was
That's
I going to
true.
say? these commercials.
Mm-hmm.
There's like menacing. Toughs.
We're talking about the doorbell thing again.
Yeah, they ring the doorbell.
Yeah, but they don't know the doorbell has a camera in it.
Right, and so the lady
Mm-hmm.
is she looks at her phone.
Yeah.
And she sees these, like, questionably ethnic, can I describe them as?
Yeah.
And, like, she's got, like,
They tried to, they're like, well, we don't know, the people we're targeting this at we don't know exactly which ethnicity they're most afraid of.
Right.
So let's try and get somebody that could fall into any of them.
It's somebody who's, like, a quarter Italian,
Mm-hmm.
a quarter Hispanic, a quarter black, and, like, a quarter Asian.
Yeah.
It was like
Could be a mob guy. It could be
the Yakuza.
Yeah.
We don't know. This lady doesn't know because she's got a look of shock on her face.
Yeah.
And then she goes, can I help you? And they're like, oh, yeah.
A talking doorbell, run! A witch lives here.
The best thing is like, what are you? And they're like, oh, we just wanted to talk to you about something. And she goes, and her response is, I'm bathing the kids right now. Can you leave? I'm bathing the kids.
I mean, if that person's there to stab everybody, they're like, oh, perfect. I
Yeah.
couldn't imagine a more vulnerable situation.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, you have to, like, before you can do anything, you have to, like, put clothes on your kids.
Yeah, dry them off.
Yeah. You're not in any position to fight. You can't leave your kids unattended in the tub. A kid can drown in less than an inch of water, is what I'm told.
But you could, if then the doorbell alerted her, like, oh, nope, the guy's coming in. He's breaking in. There would be enough time to get the kids out and then throw a hairdryer in the tub and then push the bad guy in there.
Right.
And blah, 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 he turns into bones.
I think that's what the point of it is, pretty much.
Well, especially if you have a smart hairdryer and you tell it, turn to electrocuting somebody until you can see their bones mode.
Right.
And then you throw it in the smart tub. And the smart tub
Plus,
is...
it's always a good opportunity. If you get the opportunity to see some bones through somebody's skin, go for it.
You tell the smart tub, drain the tub so hard that somebody gets stuck, in the plug hole.
Like in a cartoon?
Yeah, like
I get it.
Turn into whirlpool suction mode. Yeah.
Oh, I see. Whirlpool suction mode. Oh, I see. As if the tub were in a cartoon. That's very funny.
The doorbell with the camera thing, it's weird to me that, like, when we were kids, I don't know about you, but I was obsessed with, like, Spy Gear and all that stuff. What was it called? Spy Gear, the kids' toys?
Spy Tech.
Spy Tech.
Jesus. God. Oh, Spy Gear. This guy. All right.
Well, Tim, there's no need to embarrass me.
And this guy wanted to be in the FBI. Just saying. Just saying.
Just saying, you wouldn't have gotten past the initial interview where they ask you, well, what kind of equipment do you have experience with already?
Yeah, Spy Gear. Get out of here.
Yeah.
You need Spy Tech. They would have shot you on sight. How dare you come in here? Waste the general's time. Do generals work for the FBI?
No. They're not a military organization. They're a civilian. So
we've been told.
When we were kids, they were always selling a Spy Gear. I feel like nowadays, cameras finally are small enough to fit in everything, and everybody's just been like, oh, forget about that. Don't ignore that.
Yeah.
There could be cameras in anything nowadays. That was the highest end spy tech that you could imagine, putting a hidden camera in something. Now there's probably 20 things in this house that have cameras inside of them.
Tom, don't you want to like sell some things on Craigslist or eBay, like a player piano, but it's got a camera in it?
It'd be super easy. I remember when they did the whole switch from analog to digital signals. And like old people who didn't want to buy a digital TV, they would have to get a box for it.
Yeah.
There were all these conspiracy theories that there were cameras inside those boxes, and that was the whole thing. And it was crazy that was all conspiracy theory when it's like, well, 10 years later, just anything you buy has a camera in it. And it's connected to the internet all the time.
You paid $90 for something that listens to you all the time. Tom, it could be recording what we say right now.
Well, that's a scary thought.
It is. It's a terrifying thought.
Maybe like in the future, that's what they'll listen to. Like future podcasts will just be like, oh, here's just a bunch of conversations,
The real This American Life.
Yeah, that people didn't know were being recorded 50 years ago.
Yeah.
back when everybody just trusted things.
And it's not just a wife hiring a hitman to murder her husband.
Or having sex with the milkman.
Yeah, no, sometimes it's just two guys actually recording a podcast.
Yeah. But it's more authentic.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a cooler way to listen, Tom.
But the doorbell thing is cool, but it is creepy because like you forget about it. And like I was at my brother's house on Long Island the other day, and had the keys and like he knew I was going to be there, so it wasn't like I was sneaking around. But like I went in, I had to get a bag, and then when I was closing the door and locking up, I hear the doorbell. See you later. And I'm like, oh yeah, because
he said that, not the doorbell.
Well, technically the doorbell said it, but
Right.
but
What
he
the
told me-
doorbell said is going to
Yeah.
be my...
because you forget. Like I walk up to the house, and obviously I'm not casing the joint or anything, but I forget. Like, oh yeah, he gets a push notification the minute you walk up, so can't pull any good pranks on him anymore.
Sometimes it's not great to have your phone buzz whenever anything happens at your home. One time, we were in London to do shows.
Yeah,
I got an alert on my phone, and like with the time difference,
yeah.
like it was like like at an inappropriate time for my phone to be buzzing because my girlfriend was back home like making bacon.
Oh,
Making bacon.
making bacon, and you were like, "What the hell? I want bacon."
Yeah, exactly. I love bacon and Bill Murray.
Why don't you wait? You wait till I'm home and make some bacon for me.
Tom, let me ask you some things.
Okay, some
Okay.
Internet of Things.
Yeah. Would you ever get, if you were a homeowner, like those locks for your doors that like you can control with the internet?
Yeah, because actually, the thing that I really
Those seem like those seem so hackable.
Yeah, Tim, I got a lock picking kit. I can pick your lock tonight. You'll never even know.
Yeah, but this is your house.
I can pick your lock, turn the smoke detector off, tell it, shh. Hey,
Yeah, that's true.
you don't say nothing, I won't say nothing. You need all your bacon. Cook up all your bacon.
This is-
No way for you to know.
is
You wake
true.
up the next morning. Saturday morning. Time for some bacon. What? It's all gone.
That's
Yeah.
how I wake up every ready to face the day and eat some bacon.
No, the thing that I actually really like about the idea of the internet connected lock is that you can let somebody else into your home when you're not there without having to give them a key.
Yeah, but who the hell? How often does that happen? That you need to have like a thing that you need to set up online?
What? I don't need to like set it up online.
Yeah, you do. You got to connect it to the internet.
Oh yeah, the one time, but I'm saying from then on, if somebody's like, "Oh, I forgot my bag at your house," I don't have to be like, "Oh."
Has that ever happened to you ever in your
Yeah,
whole
people
life?
always forget their bags here.
They're trying to frame you for a murder, Tom.
People always forget their bags. They're like, "Whatever you do, don't look in that bag."
Right. There's incriminating evidence in those bags.
I'm like,
Tom.
this bag's heavy. This bag sounds like it talks.
Shut up, Tom.
This bag seems like it's hurt. So I would get internet connected locks, yes.
Would you get an internet connected refrigerator?
What could it do?
It tells you the temperature inside the refrigerator.
All I need to know is it good enough? The temperature. Like,
Yeah.
you could tell me the temperature of my fridge right now, and I would be like, is that good? I don't know.
I mean,
I would know if you're like, it's 90 degrees in there. I'd be like, yeah, no, that's no good.
I think the implicit kind of the thing that's going to happen with all this is that they're going to use these metrics. They're going to put sensors in everything, and they're going to use that to convince you that your things are performing well,
but not
but
as
not
good as they
well
could.
enough. Exactly, not as good as they could be. And it's the way they've made everybody
And it's
like,
time to upgrade.
oh yeah, you smell good, but you don't smell good enough. So buy this brand of so and so. They're
When
like,
really, you could just stop farting so much.
yeah, just stop farting, everybody. It's not that hard.
Well, not completely, but, that's impossible.
No, completely.
Well, Tim,
You have
come
to
on.
die because you're holding it in. That's fine with me. It's a noble way to die.
So, what would they tell you about your fridge? Like, this food's no good?
They'd be, yeah, or the way, like, they'd be like, like, if you bought this filter, it'd be better, like.
But maybe they're
you
right.
You check your email on a screen on the front of it.
Yeah, well, that nobody needs, and that I don't think will ever become popular.
And they're like, oh, you can control your stereo from it and stuff. Like, mostly.
From your fridge?
This fridge is like, basically has a screen. That's
it sounds like it's
terminal.
just an iPad slapped onto.
Yeah, it pretty much is, except it tells you the temperature inside as well.
and it's probably nowhere as good as an iPad.
Right.
But costs an extra like $2,000 to get this thing built in.
Yeah, because it's a smart fridge, Tom.
Yeah. Well, I did see when I was looking for smart plugs, they had a smart egg tray that would tell you when your eggs were no good. You would have to buy eggs at the store and then put them in the special tray. Presumably, also have to like charge the tray every few weeks or whatever. But it would
small price to pay for good eggs, Tom.
But it would tell you when the eggs are no good anymore.
Now let me ask you this:
Mm-hmm.
Does it do it by sensing the eggs, or does it do it by you type in the expiration date?
I think it's something like that. The expiration date that's printed on the carton of eggs that you bought.
So it saves you from reading a number and knowing what day it is.
Yeah.
I don't want things notifying me of things. Whenever I get a notification, like I get email notifications on my phone, and even the things that aren't spam or newsletters that I accidentally signed up for, like 80% of those, like
you still don't want.
Yeah, I don't need to be notified of.
Yeah.
Like your watch is now part of the Internet of Things. You have an Apple Watch.
Yeah.
You don't need to know all the crap it notifies you of, right?
Yeah, but you can set it to, calm down on notifications.
Hey, Alexa, calm down.
No, she stopped listening. She got bored.
I don't blame her.
What other Internet of Things do you think I would not want or would want? Or would not want? I have an Internet of Things scale, I just realized. My scale connects to the internet.
Why?
To keep track of my weight and my body fat.
But why?
So I can quantify it and be like,
But don't you know?
Don't I know what?
When you step on a scale and it says, what, like 450 these days?
450.
And you're like, oh, it was 448 last time.
Yeah.
I know I gained 2 pounds. Like, I don't need the internet to do that calculation for me.
Yeah, but you don't need to. But it's better because you're not doing it day to day. Like, you're not tracking. This is tracking every day so you can see actual changes.
See, I don't have a Fitbit. I count every one of my steps in my head.
You keep them in a ledger?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fine. Whenever I stop and sit down, I put the current tally.
Yeah.
It works for me, Tom, and it's worked for all generations past. Just count your steps manually.
Hey, and also count your blessings manually.
That's true. You always want to count your blessings.
And say your prayers automatically.
What? What's going on? Tom, all right, your ideal situation.
Yeah.
You come home.
Mm-hmm. Hello, Tom.
Your door unlocks automatically because it senses your phone, right?
Mm-hmm. It knows I'm here.
This is all part of the Internet of Things.
Yeah.
Your lights come on.
Mm-hmm.
They know
it takes my dog ass suspended animation.
Right. Drains the fluid out.
Yeah.
The lights come on, and it's the color that you've dictated
that
you feel like today, or no, maybe
that it knows based on my watch.
Your watch takes your mood ring kind of aura and says like, I'm gonna match this. You sit down, the television turns on automatically.
It could, yeah. And
how does it know?
Well, it could be tied to it could be tied to the phone, knowing that you're home.
Right, but like, do you just instinctively turn on the television when you come home, or
no.
do you like? So how does it know? Do you have to?
I don't now because it's too much trouble.
Do you have to say, Alexa, turn on the television?
I could. She really did she cut out, Tim. She is done.
Alexa, is Bill Murray alive?
Yes, as far as I know, Bill Murray is alive.
Phew.
He is 65 years old.
That's
There you
great.
go.
That's
Yeah.
great news. And he,
I wonder how quickly she learns that somebody's dead.
ooh. Alexa, is Gary Shandling alive?
I couldn't find any movies called Gary Shambling.
Shambling. She's not a comedy nerd, I'll tell you that much.
All right, so the TV turns on. I could have it like start. Ooh, my sous vide is connected to the internet. That could start
Really?
cooking my dinner whenever it knows.
The only thing I want
Mm-hmm.
is something to tell me if it's on fire.
But you want that in everything.
Yeah, no, I want my crock pot to know if it's on fire,
Yeah, your
and
phone.
just shoot me a text if you're on fire, and that goes for everybody I know too. You don't need to tell me anything about yourself unless you're on fire.
But what? How is that going to help you? That's what I don't get. Like, if something is on fire, are you going to act? Or are you going to be like, I have to get home to put that fire out?
Well, here's the thing, Tom.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm not getting any notifications,
Everything's fine.
I know nothing's on fire.
That's true.
If,
But what if the fire started in the thermostat, in the smoke detector?
Well, that is a horse of a different color, my friend.
Yeah.
And that is something that I am now legitimately worried
Well, it
about.
sounds like you gotta get another one of these to put right next to
God.
it. That's how they get you,
brother.
Tim. It's probably an upgrade. Probably like, oh, you gotta buy this new module that'll tell you if this thing's on fire.
Oh, brother.
Oh boy,
You
here
are
we
a-
go again.
What? That's what I'd say, because
Yeah.
you're always catching on fire.
Yep.
Oh, boy, bacon. Oh, no, this is catching on fire again.
All right.
Oh, Marone.
All right, Tim.
We're ending this thing.
Well, I'm gonna do all the plugs.
Okay.
You think of something else to say?
Yeah. What people don't know,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if people realize, after the plugs, lately, we've
Mhm.
been going 1-2 more minutes.
Yeah. So much additional content.
Yeah.
If you like the show, you can find out more at tcgt.com. You can email us, a complete guide to everything at gmail.com. You can support the show and buy something like this Echo at tcgt.com/Amazon. You can also support us by going to tcgt.com/pledge, where you can support our Patreon. You get all kinds of cool perks. Some people are watching this live right now because they're such patrons of the arts. You can follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/complete guide. You can follow us on Twitter at complete guide. You can follow us on Instagram at tcgte. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Tom Reynolds.
You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at yourpaltim.
And you can go to our Reddit, reddit.com/r/tcgte. There's too many things to plug nowadays, and we might have to get some kind of a rolling rambler, a rambling,
What?
a
The hell are you
Tumblr,
talking about?
like a not a Tumblr.com, like a randomizer. So we only plug something some of the time.
No.
Get some kind of a rotation
all
going.
the time, all of it, all the time. There's a new thread that somebody started.
Mhm.
Actually, Kat's been doing things. Kat is the
That's a person, not an
wonderful-
animal.
Yeah, she's great. But she does a thing.
She's the
she's
moderator.
a moderator on Reddit.
Mhm.
That's the word. Thank you for saving me.
Webmaster.
Yeah. And she does a thing where it's like TCGTE Classic,
Mm-hmm.
and she puts puts a link to a really old, embarrassing episode, and then she's like, "Go here and rank it and talk about it."
Mhm.
And I think that's cool, but
Yeah.
I'll never listen to one of those old ones again,
No.
especially not the ones from 7 years ago.
Yeah, we were just boys.
We're just boys. I was 7 years old at the time.
Yeah.
Dumb. There was something else I wanted to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
That I forget. Oh, and there's another thread in there where people, it's like an ongoing AMA. So
Yeah.
just like ask us things. We'll answer some of them.
And we'll ask us anything. We'll answer some of them.
What happens if like this happens? Alexa, buy Ritz crackers.
I didn't find that in your past orders, so I've added Ritz crackers to your shopping list.
Well, Tim, I don't want that in my... Alexa, take that off my list. Don't put things on my shopping list.
Do you think she put?
I don't
took
know
it
what
off
that
the list?
noise meant. She
Yeah.
just farted again.
Alexa, buy Chips Ahoy. If this works,
I didn't find that in your past orders.
Yeah.
So I've added Chips Ahoy to your shopping list.
I don't have. I don't order my Chips Ahoy online.
you get it straight from the distributor.
Yeah.
That's they're delivering a pallet, Tom.
But then watch this. Alexa, order cashews.
Based on your order history, I found 2 matching items. The first is Sincerely Nuts whole cashews roasted and salted, 2-pound bag.
Yeah, you
it's
got that.
$17.99
$17 worth of cashews you bought?
No.
I also found Planters Deluxe Whole Cashew,
Planters.
18.25 ounce in Tom's
listen to
order
the price.
history. It's an add-on item, so I can't order it for you. Should I add it to your cart?
Oh. How much is it?
I didn't find that in your past orders, so I've added how much
Alexa,
to your
shut
shopping
up.
list.
All right.
All right. Let's end the episode before you get the bright idea of seeing what else I've ordered by asking her.
My God, Tom, don't think I have been not racking my brain to like, what's the most embarrassing thing Tom possibly could have ordered?
All right. We'll see you next week. Bye.